What if I told you that right under the beautiful streets of Paris lies a world of death? A world built on millions of bones hidden in silence. Today, we're diving deep into the Paris catacombs, how they came to exist, the horrifying reason behind them, and the dark secrets that remain untouched beneath the city. Because once you learn what's buried under Paris, you'll never look at the city of love the same way again. Beneath the city of light. When people think about Paris, they imagine the Eiffel Tower, cozy cafes, and lights glowing over the Seine. But beneath that charm lies something else entirely. A silent, endless maze stretching more than 200 miles underground. In the late 1700s, Paris faced a terrifying problem. Its cemeteries were overflowing. The stench of decay filled the streets, and bodies began seeping through the walls of nearby homes. Death was literally spilling into the living world. To stop the crisis, the city made a haunting decision. Millions of bones were moved into the old limestone quarries beneath Paris. What began as a practical fix slowly transformed into something macabre, a kingdom of the dead. Workers stacked skulls and femurs like bricks, building eerie walls of bone. In some places, the bones were arranged into patterns, forming crosses and hearts made entirely from human remains. Every tunnel whispered stories of plague, revolution, and forgotten souls. At first, it was meant to bring peace to the living. But as the tunnels filled, a chilling thought took shape. Paris wasn't built on history, it was built on death. And that's only the part we're allowed to see. Because beyond the public path lies something much darker. The forbidden tunnels. Only a mile of the catacombs is open to tourists. That section is carefully lit, neatly arranged, and filled with signs that warn, "Stop. This is the empire of the dead." But behind those gates lies over 170 miles of off-limits tunnels, a forbidden world that the government has sealed for decades. Still, that hasn't stopped people from entering. They call themselves cataphiles, urban explorers who sneak through hidden entrances at night to explore the uncharted depths. Some claim they've found secret chambers, ancient graffiti from the French Resistance, even entire underground cinemas left abandoned in the dark. In 2004, police discovered one of those cinemas, a fully functioning movie theater with a bar, chairs, and screens powered by stolen electricity. But when authorities returned the next day to investigate, everything was gone. All that remained was a note that read, "Do not try to find us." But not everyone who ventures in comes back. There are stories of people vanishing in those tunnels, search teams never finding a trace. Down there, you lose direction, sound, and even your sense of time. Your flashlight becomes your only heartbeat. And when it flickers out, the dark doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels like it's watching you. The creepy legends. With a place this massive and mysterious, legends are bound to grow, but some are too strange to ignore. One of the most disturbing stories dates back to the 1990s. A man entered the restricted tunnels alone, carrying a video camera. Weeks later, explorers found that camera lying in the dirt. The footage showed him wandering deeper and deeper, his breathing panicked, his light shaking. Then, he drops the camera and runs. The film ends there. The man was never found. Even today, people claim to see strange shadows dancing at the edges of their vision, to hear whispers echoing through the bone-lined halls. Some say they hear their names spoken softly behind them, but when they turn, no one's there. And then there's the legend of the man in white. He's said to appear just before a visitor gets lost forever. A pale figure standing motionless at the end of a corridor, waiting. Skeptics say it's all imagination, that the tunnels distort your senses. But ask those who've been down there for hours, and they'll tell you, it doesn't feel deserted. It feels alive. The As Above, So Below movie. In 2014, Hollywood turned the catacombs into a nightmare on film. As Above, So Below wasn't shot on a set. It was filmed inside the real tunnels. The cast and crew actually went down there, deep into the ossuary, surrounded by real bones. The movie follows explorers searching for the Philosopher's Stone, only to find a version of hell itself. But the strangest part wasn't the plot. It was what happened behind the scenes. Crew members reported strange malfunctions. Lights would flicker, batteries would drain instantly, and equipment would refuse to work for no reason. One actor swore something touched his shoulder when no one was near him. Another said he heard faint footsteps following him, right before the camera died. The title, As Above, So Below, comes from an old Hermetic phrase meaning that the world above mirrors the one below, heaven and hell, life and death, reflection and reality. And if there's one place that feels like the mirror image of the city above, it's the Catacombs of Paris. Some people even believe that film wasn't just horror, it was a warning, that beneath Paris lies a place where the veil between the living and the dead is dangerously thin. The secret societies and rituals. But movies aren't the only thing that's happened down there. Over the years, whispers have spread about secret groups performing strange rituals deep underground. Police reports describe encounters with cloaked figures, remnants of candles, and altars made from skulls. Some claim that occultists use the catacombs to conduct ceremonies, believing the walls of bone give them a bridge to the spirit world. Others think the tunnels serve as meeting grounds for underground societies, people who operate in total secrecy, away from the eyes of the city above. Explorers who've accidentally stumbled upon these rituals say they were told to leave immediately. Some describe seeing torches flickering in the dark. Others recall hearing chanting echoing from far-off tunnels, then sudden silence. No one knows how deep these gatherings go, but one thing is certain. Beneath the catacombs' cold beauty, something ancient still stirs. The true darkness. The catacombs aren't just a tourist attraction. They're a graveyard that never ends. Every skull, every bone belonged to someone who once lived, loved, and dreamed. All of them now rest silently beneath the city that forgot their names. When you walk through those tunnels, the air feels heavy, like the weight of centuries pressing down. Your footsteps echo against the stone. The walls seem to close in. You begin to feel like the bones aren't just decorations, they're watching. It's easy to get caught up in the legends, but the real horror isn't ghosts. It's what the catacombs represent. They remind us that beneath all the beauty, wealth, and romance of life, death is always waiting below. The city of light shines bright, but its foundations are built on bones. And down there, surrounded by millions of silent witnesses, you start to understand how fragile we really are. Eventually, the lights fade, the sound fades, and all that's left is the quiet truth, the same one whispered by the catacombs themselves. Stop. This is the empire of the dead. So the next time you're walking through Paris, enjoying the laughter, the lights, the life, remember this. Just a few hundred feet below your feet lies another city, a darker one that never sleeps and never forgets. So, what about you? Would you ever step into those tunnels knowing millions of bones are watching from the dark? Or would you rather stay up above, pretending that part of Paris doesn't exist? Tell me what you think down in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching.